afternoon, especially here in the second half, as Craftsison has come out red hot, wanting the basketball inside and being able to put it into the hole anytime he gets it. So the Boilermakers, with 9:28 remaining, 56-43, they need to make a move right now.
Hanson at the line, been up there once before, unable to convert, looking for his 13th point of the afternoon, and gets it. And the Hawkeyes lead 57-43, 14 points, and that's the big lead. 9:20 left to play. Edmondson gives it to Brian Walker. The Boilermakers still way away from that basket. Brian Walker with it. Here's the alley-oop to Carroll. No, Scarce comes off, puts it up and in. Scarce gets the basket. He's got 8. 57-45, Iowa. Hanson throws it down quickly to Boyle. Stops, double-teamed, shoots anyway. No, pulled off there by Mike Scarce, who is back after the injury. Edmondson is also in there. So he and Scarce both came back as Edmondson came off the floor. He went to the dressing room for a long while. Here's Edmondson jumping, shooting. No. Tip back out. Loose ball. Should be a walking violation. Purdue gets the ball, though. Here's Scarce up. No. Foul. And a foul on Scarce, elbowing. His first. 5 on the team. Mike Scarce, pushing off, is guilty of the foul.
Unbelievable calls here this afternoon. Number 30. Arnold went to the floor, should have had a traveling violation. Scarce goes up, is whacked, and gets called for an offensive foul. And that makes it tough for the guys not knowing what's going to happen out there. You just have to recover, come back, find out what they're doing, and get the game going. 57-45, Purdue down by 12.
8:32 remaining to be played in the game. Arnold gives it off to Waite. Kevin Boyle takes it into the forecourt for the Hawkeyes, working against Edmondson. Back outside Arnold. Arnold against Brian Walker. Arnold stops, shoots, scores. Arnold has 12. And the Hawkeyes lead 59-45. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. Craftsison has 18. Hanson 13. Arnold 12. Boyle 10. The Boilermakers have only one man in double figures, and that's Arnett Hallman. And at the moment, Arnett is on the line. Carroll looking for only a second field goal. Can't get it. Edmondson comes off. Edmondson puts it up. No. It's rebounded by Boyle. Arnold takes it down. Lays it off to the left. Waite drives. No. Pulled off by Mike Scarce. Scarce through the traffic. Scarce through. Stops. Shoots the short jumper. No. Pulled off by Boyle. Boyle throws it ahead. Arnold drives through the traffic. 4-on-2. Arnold down. Puts it up. Yes. Also a foul called on the play. I believe it may have been a charge. Charge on Arnold, but he does get the basket, his 14th point, and that's 61-45 for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And out with 7:24 to play in the game. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Iowa 61-45. We're back at Iowa City. How tough is it to win on the road? Only Purdue and Indiana have been able to win all their home games this year. That is in conference play. Both those teams also have lost one game. They both lost to non-conference foes. Indiana lost to North Carolina and Purdue lost to Syracuse. But the Iowa Hawkeyes have only lost once here this year.
This used to be a great rivalry between Purdue and Iowa. It still is. Purdue used to come into Iowa and Iowa to Purdue, and whoever the top scorer was for Purdue used to get a bundle of points, and Iowa would try to stop everybody else. Of course, that changed when the coaching staff changed.
Here is Kevin Boyle making a steal from the Boilermakers. Boilermakers trail by 16 here. The lead was only 32-27 when the second half began. Arnold with the ball, gives it off, and the shot is missed by Boyle. It's cleared by the Boilermakers, and Drake Morris comes down. Arnett Hallman is still at the other end, holding his back, trotting slowly now into the forecourt. He gets the ball out there near the timeline. He's hurting. At least it appears that he was. Stallings with the ball. Gives to Arnett Hallman. 14 points for Arnett. 61-47. Iowa, 6.5 to play.
Arnett caught a knee just below his lower back, and I think that'll be fine in just a moment. It just takes a little time for that to wear off.
Arnold is fouled, and I think it'll be on Kevin Stallings. Substitution, Arnett Hallman is out, and Mike Scares is in. 32, Vince Brookins is in. And out is Kevin Boyle. Foul was on Stallings, his second, and the sixth on the team. The Iowa Hawkeyes lead by 14, 6:26 to play in this game. And at the free throw line will be Arnold, been up there twice before and made them both. Iowa's 7 out of 8 at the free throw line. The Boilermakers 7 out of 13, but they haven't been to the free throw line here in the second stanza. Arnold with 14 points. Looks now for the bonus. 62-47. Now we have an officials discussion going on down here. The official score is called over the referee. They find out who it was and finally decide it is on Stallings. So the bonus shot now for Kenny Arnold with 15. He got only 6 against Purdue back on January 30 at Mackey when the Boilermakers won that one 70-56. 16 points for Kenny Arnold. And a 63-47 lead again for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 16-point spread. Carroll looking for only his second field goal. Didn't get it again. He's pulled off. Arnold gets the ball. Carroll got a field goal early, then went to the line 10 times, made it 5. That's all. Hasn't scored or been to the free throw line in the second half. This is Arnold laying it off. Here is a steal by Stallings. Only the 6th turnover for Iowa. Ball knocked away. It'll be out of bounds, Purdue.
Good hustle by Brookins to get back in that play. Morris streaking down the right side of the floor. Brookins came clear from the other side to catch up and knock it away.
And so Stallings will throw it in to Carroll. Outside to Drake Morris. 5:50 remaining. Purdue down by 63-47. Steve Walker's getting ready to come back in. Stallings fires, scores, and there's also a foul called on the play. But let's see. Well, I'm not sure what the deal is here. They've called a timeout anyway. They haven't put the basket up yet. Anyway, a timeout with 5:41 to play. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Iowa 63-47. Well, Joe Barry Carroll was called for a foul in the play, nullifying the basket by the Boilermakers. That was away from the ball. Not sure they could have given that because it was in the air. But anyway, at the free throw line will be Steve Crafterson to shoot 2. He has 18. He's the leading scorer on the floor, shooting only 64% from the free throw line this year. And it is cleared off by the Hawkeyes. And a foul on Stallings. 3 fouls on him, 8 on the team. Everything's going wrong here this afternoon for the Boilermakers, Bob.
It's been a tough one, especially in the second half. Purdue had trouble in the first half, getting down by 7 and not really being able to get past that 5-point mark in the late stages of the half. In the second half, it's been all Iowa. They've been red hot, playing the good defense, the hustling offense, and they've really got it going.
Brookins misses, and it is cleared by Mike Scares. 16-point lead, 5:33 left to play. Steve Walker down to Mike Scares. They've really done the job on Joe Barry Carroll. He gets the ball and doesn't get the roll. It's out to Stallings. He fires. He scores. Stallings' first field goal. 63-49 in favor of Iowa.
I think we'll see Iowa put the ball in the deep freeze in the next minute or two. They'll probably try to get it down to about 3 or 4 minutes on the clock, and then they'll put it away.
This is Hansen with the ball. And now Kenny Arnold brings it up. Averaging 12. He has 16 here this afternoon. And a foul. And it's on Edmondson. Number 3 on Keith. 9 on the team. Your host for Purdue basketball is Farm Bureau Insurance. And its 500 agents of the state of Indiana. Delighted to have you along our network today. Keith has that bandage across the lip there. Arnold gets his 17th point of the afternoon. And Iowa's 10 out of 13. Arnold is 5 out of 5 at the free throw line. 18. Hawkeyes lead by 65 to 49. And they steal it away. Arnold left it in. He's got 20. And the Hawkeyes lead 67-49. The biggest margin of victory Iowa ever scored over a Purdue team was 61 to 34, 27. Stallings had her blocked, pulled down by Crafterson. Throws it ahead to Arnold. Arnold almost lost it, gives it off to Waite, back to Arnold. 4.5 minutes to play. Offensive foul called on the Hawkeyes. And Arnold is guilty of it, his second. Only the 4th foul called on Iowa in this half.
There's Arnold, just a little feller, slams it home, and he's played one fine ball game here this afternoon, sniping from the outside. And coming into the lineup, Kevin Boyle, number 40 for Iowa.
And the Hawkeyes lead 67 to 49. Here's Brian Walker giving it off to Edmondson. Edmondson making a move on Brookins. Edmondson puts it up. No, Brookins guilty of a foul, his 3rd. Only the 5th on Iowa in this half. Boilermakers have been called for 9.
Purdue has not been able to get the ball inside successfully. It's been about 7 minutes since they scored on the inside, and that was Arnett Hallman on a turnaround jumper. Then he was injured at the other end of the court playing defense on the rebound, was kicked in the back or in the lower part or the upper part of the leg, and he's been on the bench since.
Edmondson at the line gets his 5th point of the afternoon. First time Purdue has been at the free throw stripe here in the second half. Purdue is 8 out of 14 at the free throw line. Edmondson has 5 points. Now 6. Purdue is 9 out of 15. Trailing 67 to 51. Arnold throws it to Waite. Back out to Boyle. Crafterson now to Boyle, and the Hawkeyes bring it back outside, leading by 16. In the middle, scoring is Boyle. He's got 12. 69-51. Iowa. 4 players in double figures. The Boilermakers have only 1 man. Arnett Hallman with 14. Purdue plays Northwestern Thursday. Scarce with the ball. Fires? No. And a foul over the back is Edmondson. He has 4 and 10 on the team. The Hawkeye fans, better than 13,000, are enjoying this one.
Best thing to do at this point is to get out of this game alive without having anybody injured. Arnett Hallman already, as we mentioned a moment ago, with an injury on the bench. Edmondson has a Band-Aid on his lip. Don't know how serious that is. Of course, Drake Morris was injured against Minnesota. That seems to be recovering pretty well. So Purdue in a bad spot here, 69-51. Be awful tough to get back in it. I'm sure that they're not going to give up, though, and they're going to keep working. But it's a rough assignment with only 3:30 remaining here at Iowa City.
Carroll gets the rebound. It's Steve Walker with the ball. Way across to Edmondson. Into Carroll. Up, and it didn't fall. Pulled off by Scarce. Up and in. Basket will count, and there's also a foul on the play. Scarce gets the basket. He's got 10 points, and the foul is on Waite. That'll be his 4th. That cuts the lead 69-53. There are only 3:17 left.
Joe Barry Carroll having one of those afternoons that happens to everybody. Not able to throw one in the river, I don't believe. Joe Barry working hard on the court, getting good shots inside. They just won't fall. And when that happens, all you can do is keep your head up, keep trying. Eventually, they'll start going in again.
Scarce misses. It's rebounded by Waite. Pass comes down to Crafterson. Back out to Hansen. Now to Arnold. Arnold almost had to take it away. Gets it back. Fires it outside to Hansen. Boyle fires. No. And Crafterson gets it off. Waite gets it off. 2:52 remaining. Here is Arnold. And it's keep away.
4-corner offense. Everybody in the Big Ten now has this offense. A few years ago they didn't use it, but now they do.
Here is Arnold driving in. Carroll can't hold to the rebound. It'll finally go out of bounds. It'll belong to Purdue. Substitution. Arnett Hallman comes in. And coming out is Joe Barry Carroll, and Carroll will wind up with 7 points, only 1 field goal, and 5 out of 10 at the free throw line.
Purdue looking to go with the quick defense. They'll be putting the ball on the backboard pretty quickly each time down, and they have to try to play that man-to-man and tough zone of full-court defense.
Arnett Hallman turns. He had it blocked back to him. He'll fire from further out and score. He's got 16. 69-55. Well, we mentioned 3 or 4 times that Arnett likes to play against Iowa, and he does. He got 16 here. The foul is on Steve Walker, but nobody else has been able to help him out much. Arnett with 16. Early, Joe Barry had the shots, but just off a little bit, and didn't score anything in the second period here. So we'll go to the free throw line with Iowa.
Hawkeyes have really cluttered the inside with bodies. Both Wade and Craftsison drop back down on Joe Barry, make it very, very difficult for him to get the shot up. A little body contact, not enough really to commit a foul, but certainly enough to knock you off balance, and Joe Barry was not able to adjust to that, adapt to it with his shooting abilities, and had one of those afternoons. So the Boilermakers down by 14 with 2:10 remaining will probably go in and commit a lot of fouls between now and the end of the ball game.
And Hansen adds 1 more, gets his 14th point. Iowa is 12 out of 17 at the line, and the Hawkeyes have reached the 70 mark. Their offensive average is 73.7. It's pulled off by Arnett Hallman. The Boilermakers normally score nearly 71 points a game. Today they've been held to 55. Here is Mike Scarce. Earns and can't get it. It's pulled off by Bob Hansen. Kevin Boyle takes it to the baseline. Sends it out to Hansen. .133 remaining. Foul going to be called on Arnett Hallman. Number 2 on him. Number 11 on the team. The lowest offensive output, I believe, that the Boilermakers have had this year has been 56 points.
At West Lafayette, the final score was 70-56. Right now, standing at 70-55 with 1:31 remaining. That makes these two teams, on paper, fairly even.
And the ball is pulled off by Mike Scarce. Well, in the overall play, 15-5, the even mark. In conference play, Purdue is 8-3, and the Hawkeyes 6-5. Scarce had it knocked away, but there's the foul. And the foul will be on number 40, Kevin Boyle, number 2 on him. With 1 minute and 18 left to play and a 15-point lead, the Boilermakers' mark will fall to 8-4, and Iowa will move to 7-5, so just a game back. They really wanted this one. Now we're going to have a timeout call with 1 minute 18 to play in the game. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Iowa 70-55.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
How long will the memories linger? How soon will the photographs fade? Have the years slipped through our fingers? Has tomorrow become yesterday?
How quickly the days turn into years. That's why you should talk to your Farm Bureau insurance agent about life insurance before tomorrow becomes yesterday.
Has tomorrow become yesterday?
We're back in Iowa City with 1 minute and 18 left to play in this one. The Iowa Hawkeyes have a 15-point lead over the Purdue Boilermakers. And Purdue, starting today with a game lead, will find it slipping to a half game pending what Ohio State does tonight. Ohio State will be playing Michigan State at Ohio State. The Iowa Hawkeyes are back in the thick of things. And remember, Iowa Purdue and Michigan State tied for the conference championship last year. Iowa will be back within one game of the top spot here. Iowa and Illinois now will have won 16 overall. Purdue at 15. Scarce at the line. Missed another one. Pulled off the board by Kevin Boyle. And Arnold will bring it up with 1:12 left to play. Arnold lays it off. Number 42, Mike Henry, checked in during that timeout. 6'9" junior out of Elgin, Illinois. Drive is no good by Arnold. And a charge on Arnold, his third. And the 7th on the team, so we'll go to the other end. 1 and bonus. So we'll be at the free throw line with the Boilermakers with exactly 1 minute left to play in this one.
Billy makes that game next Thursday for Purdue, a big one, again on the road, going to Northwestern, and the Wildcats played the Boilermakers to all they wanted in West Lafayette before Purdue was able to win that one. So Purdue must get up off the mat and come back on Thursday night and get back on a winning track.
Steve Walker gets his 7th point. 77-56.
A couple of times this year when the top team has been defeated in the league, I know it happened to Ohio State a couple of times, everybody else who was chasing them lost. So if Ohio State should lose tonight, would be a great break for the Boilermakers, although I think Ohio State will have something to say about that since Michigan State defeated them by 20 in East Lansing.
70-57 Iowa. Here come the Hawkeyes, and they give it to Henry, and he lost the ball. Unofficially, I have Iowa with only 7 turnovers here in this game. Purdue, 12. Here's Brian Walker coming down. 50 seconds left. Steve Walker. Nope. Underneath, foul, Scarce. Number 2 on Mike. So we'll go to the other end, and a free shot will be forthcoming for the Hawkeyes.
We mentioned a moment ago that score of 70 now to 57. 45 seconds remaining. And looking at the spread between these two clubs, and along with Indiana, Ohio State, Illinois, who is now back in it. Indiana not that far off the pace. All of these teams looking at that 5 loss figure in the Big Ten conference race. That's the figure that they said the most losses you could have and still win the conference. And with Purdue now picking up their 4th loss, it looks like those people who were talking in the preseason, the coaches and the press, pretty well knew what they were talking about in terms of balance in this league.
And so Henry gets his first point of the afternoon. Makes them both. It's 72-57. 42 seconds remaining. Mike Scarce with the ball. Out to Brian Walker. Steve Walker. Out to Edmondson. Edmondson fakes. Fires. No. Loose ball. Saved on a good hustle by the Hawkeyes. Saved by Hanson, and now it'll be out of bounds. 26 seconds remaining. Hawkeyes make some more substitutions. Number 20, John Darcy comes in, and leaving is Kevin Boyle. Number 23, Mike Ahrens out of Chicago is in, and leaving is Kenny Arnold. In is number 10, Randy Norton. Also, the Boilermakers make a couple of substitutions. Roosevelt Barnes, 44, and Ted Kitchell, 41. So we're playing the final 26 seconds now, with the game out of reach. 5-second call. Ball belongs to Purdue. And it'll be thrown in by Steve Walker. Mike Scarce turns, shoots, no. Loose ball, it'll go. Brookins saved it. Mike Scarce saved it, throws it out there to Kitchell. Kitchell up, and no. Kitchell should be a jump ball. Kitchell guilty of a foul. So with 11 seconds, we'll go to the other end, and the free shot will be forthcoming to the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Just like Everett Bass said after the last game, this one was going to be a war. Hasn't been a beautiful ball game, although the Iowa Hawkeyes have played very, very well. It's been rugged at spots, Purdue not able to hit from the outside nor the inside. Had a tough time at the stripe. The Hawkeyes in the second half came out firing, and they've really played good, solid basketball.
And so at the line is Brookins. Adds another point, 73-57, and Brookins looks for the bonus. It's 5 points for Vince Brookins. (74-57), only 8 seconds left. Mike Scares fires. He got it. Scares has 12. 59. Time is running out. 2 seconds. That's the end of the game. And the Iowa Hawkeyes have defeated the visiting Boilermakers. The Iowa Hawkeyes are back in the race, only a game back now of Purdue, which has seen its lead slip to a half a game over Ohio State. Final score is Iowa 74.
Long after the